Adams class was introduced by C.P. Adams, and it is that part of the orthodontic appliance that retains and stabilizes an orthodontic appliance in the oral cavity. It is also known as Liverpool clasp or universal clasp or modified arrowhead clasp, as it is the modification of the Short's clasp, which is also known as an arrowhead clasp. This clasp offers maximum retention and can be used on any teeth, but it is commonly used on molars. It can also be used on deciduous teeth and partially erupted teeth. Now, parts of the Adams clasp, it contains mainly three parts, that is bridge, retentive arms and arrowheads. So now we are going to fabricate Adams clasp using a stainless steel wire of 0.7 mm diameter. Measure the total occlusal surface of the tooth mesiodistally and take 2/3 of it. Now with the help of Adams plier, bend the wire at 90 degrees on one end of the marking. Place second right angle bend on the another end of the marking. While doing so, make sure that the width of the bridge which is being formed is equal to the 2/3 of the mesiodistal width of the tooth. The length of the arrowhead varies according to the clinical length of the crown, which is approximately 3 mm in most of the cases. Now mark a point on the wire at half the cervico-occlusal length of the tooth. Bend the wire through 90 degrees on both the sides. Now hold the wire firmly between the beaks like this. Now bend the wire through another angle using firm pressure with the thumb on the wire near the bend. Make sure the angle which is being formed has a distinct V shape and not a U shape. Complete the second arrowhead in the same way. You can squeeze the arrowheads little bit to correct its width. Now bend both the arrowheads through 45 degrees this way. Now these are the points where the arrowhead should engage, that is the mesial and distal proximal undercuts. Now position the partially formed clasp onto the tooth to see if the arrowheads are engaging the undercuts and whether they are at a correct distance apart. Now I am going to give the $1 million bend. So first mark a point on the arrowhead at half of its length. Now hold the arrowhead from inside of the clasp at marked point, that is at half of the length of the arrowhead. Now bend the wire 90 degrees outward and further 45 degrees inward. Complete the $1 million bend on the other side the same way. Now I have completed the $1 million bend on both the arms. Now again position the clasp onto the tooth to see if the clasp is adapting properly to the buccal surface of the tooth. Now adapt the retentive arms properly onto the occlusal surface first. Make sure the bends are not sharp while adapting the retentive arms. Now cut the excess wire and adapt the retentive arms onto the palatal surface. Complete the adaptation of the second retentive arm in the similar way. So this way, complete the adaptation of both the retentive arms. Then make the tag arms either a 90-degree bend or a loop. So now our fabrication of the Adams clasp has completed. Now let's see the essential features of the Adams clasp. The bridge. It should be parallel to the occlusal surface and 2 mm away from the buccal surface of the tooth. When viewed from the side, it should be at 45-degree angulation to the tooth surface. Should be located at the middle third of the tooth. The arrowhead should be convergent and should have point contact rather than a surface contact. The length of the arrowhead should be such that the bridge is at the middle of the cervico-occlusal length of the tooth.
So now let us see some modifications of the Adams clasp. This is Adams clasp with helix. A helix is incorporated in the middle of the bridge. If you will look at this helix, this loop of this helix is placed in the outward direction. So an elastic can be engaged in it. So while fabricating this Adams clasp with helix, always remember that this outward bend of the helix should be located distally. This is another modification of the Adams clasp. This is Adams clasp with a traction hook. So here the Adams clasp is modified so that the distal arrowhead has a small extension distally, which is known as the traction hook. This is also used to engage elastics. This is Adams with a single arrowhead. This is the modification of the Adams clasp where only one arrowhead is fabricated, which is made to engage this mesioproximal undercut, and the other arm is adapted like a circumferential clasp which will extend palatally as a retentive arm. This modification of the Adams clasp is used to engage a partially erupted tooth or a tooth where the distal contact is not present. So here is another modification of the Adams clasp. This is Adams clasp on the maxillary central incisors. This is also known as the double clasp. Here the bridge of the clasp runs across the two incisors and the arrowheads engage the distobuccal undercuts of the two central incisors. This clasp can be used when there is a need for an additional retention.